What's good, YouTube? My name is Lau and I haven't cleaned out my garage in a pretty long time. You're now watching Extra Long Shorts. Now, as you can see, I'm coming to you guys live from my garage. I'm going to be doing a review on a brand new e-bike from Bluvall. Bluvall dropped a brand new bike that you guys probably haven't even heard of, haven't even seen. It's not even out yet. That's right, we just like that. I'm going to introduce you to the Bluvall S20. This is the successor to the Bluvall K6, which is what I was riding previous to me getting this bike. They were kind enough to send out this bike in hopes that it would reach my expectations and would give me everything that I hope and ask for. I gotta say, they were right. Watch to the very end of this video if you are looking to upgrade your own e-bike or switch to an entirely different brand of e-bike. I'm telling you, this Bluvall S20 ain't no joke. Not only does it feel good, but it looks good. Damn good. So, with that out the way, let's start the unboxing. Check this out, guys. Zeke is actually getting his very own e-bike. He's went out and purchased the Bluvall SU8. Yeah, just wanted to mention that. Yeah. So, with me here today, I have the Bluvall S20. This is a new upgrade to the Bluvall K6. You don't know, I made a video about it on the page. It should pop up somewhere right there. I haven't even seen it. You can't even go on the website and look it up because it's not even on the website. They were kind enough to let us unbox it here on the channel for the very first time. Special thanks to the people over at Bluvall. And a special thanks to Jessica and Victor. This video would not be possible without you. So with all the mushy stuff out the way, let's begin. Alright. Here we go. Hold on, guys. We have our handy dandy toolbox. Everything you're gonna need to put the bike together is gonna be in this box here. So we're gonna put this to the side real quick so we don't lose it. Very important bot. We're gonna go ahead and cut the wheel loose so we all can get good eyes on and see what this thing looks like for real, right? Different type of body on it for sure. Woo. We don't want it to lean. Look at that. Look at that bad boy. Look at that. Look at that. Whew. There she is. What we gonna name her? Okay, so the first one was black with green stripes on it. This one is all black. I like these. Ooh, it's got dual shocks on both sides. Okay. Okay. I'm liking what I'm seeing. Not gonna lie. Really cut this loose. Look at that. The front wheel. So we're gonna go ahead, put that to the side. The pedals and stuff. In this box right here is just like the other one. Other parts that are not visible in here. Any missing cables, wires, etc. Where is the battery? That's what I want to know. The battery's probably in here, and the tools are another one. Yeah, so. Boom. That's the track. It's gonna be, we don't want a whole bunch of boxes and messes everywhere, so thank yourself later for cleaning as you go. You know what I mean? Because when I'm done and ready to put air in these tires, I just want to roll out and be done. So, open this up real quick so we can get our tools out. Okay. Oh my God. Yo! They got, just like the Mobcan V30, this one they come with pegs. They come with foot pegs, yo. Oh boy, y'all don't even understand. Sometimes, especially like when there's snow, like, you know, when the ground's like wet or whatever, like, no, not even when I'm riding around on my bike, and because you know, the Mov Can V30 had foot pegs and the other one didn't, I got so used to just like having my foot rest back here and not on the pedal and just cranking it, that even on the Bluvall K6 I would just my foot would not rest on the pedal. My left leg would just be hanging off on the sides. It's the most weirdest thing. Oh, look at that. Shanice is calling us. It's a running gimmick. Every time I make these videos, Shanice calls. It's like she knows. Hello? What's up?
How's it happy-go-lucky?
Happy-go-lucky. Very happy. You're in the video right now.
Oh yeah? Hi fans. Hi subscribers. Hi talkers, bookers, tubers.
Guess what? You remember how the first bike we got, it had the footrest, the pegs on the back?
Mm-hmm.
This one has them too. So when we ride together on it, you won't have to like.
Listen, I gotta call you back.
You dare call me and have a call to bye. The nerve. So sorry, first off guys, I had to move inside because it was getting way too cold. Camera started to go a little bit on haywire because it got below freezing temperatures outside, so I had to move it inside. So it's a little bit cramped in here to be working on a bike, but gotta get the video out, right? So step one, as described, we got most of the wrappings off, right? That's what matters. We're gonna go ahead and attach the handlebars. So we're gonna use our multi-tool, which this one didn't come with a multi-tool, but I have my own. But thank God I have my own. Good thing I have my own multi-tool. So we're gonna go ahead and remove these. Not remove them, but just slightly loosen them up, so that way we can attach our handlebars. So that one's too small. This one should be just right. Look at that. We're gonna loosen this up as per the instructions. So loosen the left and right bolts, turn the stem forward. This is the stem. We're gonna turn it forward, and then remove the 4 bolts, these 4 bolts right here, and then fit the stem and handlebar together, and then tighten the bolts. So pretty straightforward. We're gonna loosen these bolts up here. Okay, so these are the two parts that we have to get out right here, right? And if they're telling you to not do something, chances are it's for a reason. You understand me? So yeah. Fortunately, this is the boring way, but it's the right way. 9 out of 10 times, the boring way is the correct way. It's done like that for a reason. And look at that. We got it off, right? Here, these little grooves. That's where you want to pretty much line up with the bracket here. So turn it around like so. Oh, you could charge your phone off via USB from the LCD display. That's another upgrade. A very welcomed upgrade indeed. Oh boy, now they just want to fall out. Oh, we're gonna double back, and once we get the front wheel on, which is the next step, we're gonna double back and straighten it out, because I'm pretty sure I got it as straight as I can without having the front wheel. We're good to go in this department. The handlebars are good to go. And according to the directions, we need to put the disc rotator in the caliper and the axle hook on the bottom fork. Find the right spacer and hook. Put them both in order on both sides. Fix with the tool set. Okay, so I'm gonna need my wrenches. A little handy dandy wrench is going to come into play right here. Make sure that your brake discs are on the same side, because if this is on that side and your front disc is on the left side, your brakes aren't going to work. Okay. All right, so we got to unscrew this and remove this bolt here. Right. And in order to do that, I'm gonna have to flip the bike upside down. big, just right. There we go. Same thing. Boom. All right. Look at that. And that comes out like that. And now that we removed it, normally it just sits perfectly right in there. So just gonna slide this off. And that should sit perfectly. Like I said, same side. Then we're gonna use our tool. We're gonna tighten them on. Oh. Boom. Make sure it's on there and it's not going anyplace. Tighten that on. All right, that's good to go. Just like that. Next step is we're gonna go ahead and attach our headlight to the front of the bike. So let me go get that. Now we're gonna go ahead and add the headlamp on, and I just loosen these up to pull them out. This is gonna get pushed behind and go on like so. And make sure we connect this beforehand. Right here, orange and orange matches up. There we go. Now we're connected. Go ahead. Do the same thing we did to that side over here. And then I'm going to use my handy dandy screwdriver. This will be the one. Forward, except I don't need it. Oh, and don't forget, we also have to tighten the sides here. Okay, and the part that I was waiting for the longest. Pegs. The pegs, guys, the pegs. Look at that. Put no more ghost pegging. No, that sounds really weird when I say it out loud. Now I don't have to make such sacrifices because this one not only comes with pegs, but it also has the key ignition too. So, twofer. All right, I got it now, guys. I got it. It's a little tedious, I'm not gonna lie to you. Let me see what happens if I try to do it like that. I was so stupid. What did I say? I said, guys, you could screw it on both ways. Oh my god. Embarrassing. I'm supposed to be the professional here, guys. And here I am screwing shit on backwards. On the wrong side. Alright, the last thing we gotta do is put the battery on. And we're done. That too. And also, so obviously we got the signature Bluvall battery. Both sides. And the keys to remove said battery. Slide that on. Take the keys out. We're gonna power it up. Ready? 3, 2, 1, and what the hell? Wow, they really sent me this thing dead. I guess I'm gonna have to put this thing on a charger and charge it. See you in the morning. Guys, I'm so stupid. I forgot that you had to click the power button on the battery on. Cause see, look, it's got a decent amount, I would say about 70% full, but now let's turn it on. Ready? 3, 2, 1, and that's how you know. Oh my god, this shit is sick. Yo, look at this LCD. Look at this heads-up display. Oh, I gotta bring y'all in closer. Yo, you know when they said we hope. They said, hey, we hope that this is up to your liking. The brakes are a little loose, but I can't. Nothing that little tightening can't fix. Oh, let me not. Whoop, whoop. Let me not do that. Oh my God, this is so cool. So let me just turn it around so you guys can see a little bit better. The other one had a digital display right here on the side, and it was pretty analog. You know what I mean? Just had numbers and that's it. Oh, is that it? Is that what I think? Guys, you know what time it is. Peeling time. All right, so as you can see, there's 5 pedal assist speeds. Battery is on. Whoop. Horn works. Blinkers. We're good to go. I just got to put some air in the tires, and that's pretty much it. That's that. I feel like it's a lot taller than the other one too. Definitely feels a little taller than the other one. This is definitely an upgrade. This is an upgrade. This is an upgrade. This is an upgrade, guys. This is what upgrade looks like. I don't know.
Allow me to take this time to talk about my experience riding the Bluvall S20. As with buying any new thing, I had my concerns. Will it be fast enough? Is the battery dependable? How far can it take me before said battery runs out? How will the temperatures outside affect its performance? Things of that nature. And after spending almost 3 weeks with this bike, I can happily tell you that I could genuinely feel the jump in speed as I switch between the pedal assist modes, which adds like this extra sensory perception mode. It kind of like when you're shifting gears in a car and you can feel the jump in speed. That's kind of like what it feels like with the Bluvall S20s. Also, the battery lasts long enough for me to ride around for 5 hours consistently while using the throttle. Since I put the bike together, I've rode the bike to and from work. My job is about 7 miles away, and I gotta travel up 2 hills to get to my job, where I can ride around full throttle going up 2 hills 4 times a day on pure throttle, and at the end of the day still have about 72% battery life on the bikes. The LCD display is bright enough, has enough nits, it's easily visible in daylight. Also, like I said, having that USB port under there, that I used it about once so far. And it may not be the fastest charger, but I'll tell you what, it does a good job at helping me maintain my phone's battery until I'm able to get to an outlet. Alright, I've been glazing this bike for about half the video. It's time for me to talk about 2 things that I didn't like about the bike. Now, keep in mind, I gotta keep it real with you guys. This is a tester's vehicle, so any kinks mentioned about here will be worked out on the final production. But with that being said, I noticed that when I'm riding the bike, it goes 26 miles per hour on the sensor, at least that's what it says, when I'm in pedal assist mode 5. By sheer accident, I was still pressing the plus button and holding on to it, and I noticed it going 28, then 32, then 34, then 38. And I realized it maxed out at 38 miles per hour, not 26 miles per hour. So natively, this bike does 38, but in order to get to that 38, it seems like you have to long press and hold that plus button for an undisclosed amount of time, and in order to reach that 38 miles per hour speed as promised. This next one, I can admit it might just be me being unrealistic and it's just a battery issue. How fast you're able to go generally correlates to the amount of power that the battery could put out on a consistent basis. Now it has more compact battery, and that just might be a byproduct of that.
Alright guys, we've reached the end of this video. If you're interested in me doing like a trail run and putting it through its spaces on different types of terrains, comment down below. Just with that being said, my name is Lau, guys. I appreciate all the support as we smashed our goal of 500 subscribers. Now we are officially on the road to 1,000 subscribers. We're on our road to monetization. And I'm genuinely proud, genuinely happy, guys. And as always, the best way you can support this channel is by sharing the videos, giving it an extra thumbs up, and subscribing to the channel. I always say it. You ain't got to send us no money. You ain't got to donate to us. You ain't got to cash app us. Subscribing to the channel and just showing genuine love and support to the channel is the best way you can support the channel. With that being said, my name is Lau. This has been an extra long short. And just remember, just do it. Or don't. And we'll see you in the next one. Peace.